Hey guys, Justin here, Justin on Cars, and today we are driving my 2017-18 1 litre Kia Picanto Street. And I just wanted to take this car for a drive quickly because I've done a review on the facelift of this vehicle, and I just wanted to show you guys for 130,000 Rand, or that's where you can get these cars from, 120, 130 depending on the deal, that you're not missing out on the pre-facelifted vehicle when you compare it to the facelifted vehicle. So for half the price you can get very much the exact same car. I absolutely love this car. I've had this car since last year August now, and guys, let me tell you, it took us from Secunda to Cape Town. In the comments below, let me know what vehicle you would take for 120,000 Rand. If you think about a long distance route, you can take this car on a long distance route. It is really a nice car. I mean, for 49 kilowatts, it doesn't sound like a lot, guys. 49 kilowatts, and I think it's 94 newton meters of torque. It doesn't sound like a lot at all, but let me tell you, it is more than enough. I can promise you, driving this car, it's a 1 litre manual 3-cylinder engine. It's really more than enough power. Overtaking, it keeps its speed constantly. If I drive 120 in 5th gear, I can stick at 120. I don't have to worry about dropping the gears or anything like that on a straight road. It's only when you get to a certain uphill or like a hectic steep uphill, then you will definitely have to change down to 4th or 3rd gear. But I mean, guys, for driving or overtaking quickly, if you just find the slipstream quite nice, you hook it into 4th gear and you just blast past the cars. It keeps its speed quite well. It's not like in the older days where you drive a Beetle, for instance, and then you're like, nah, you're stuck, you know, you can't get anywhere. This car really moves. I mean, if you guys think about it, these 1 litre 3-cylinder engines are very, very small, so they are very light. This whole vehicle in total weighs less than 1,000 kilograms, so you can imagine that you don't really need a lot of power to move this baby about. I just want to stop here somewhere. We'll get into the details of the car just now. I want to tell you guys what it costs to do a service and everything like that with this vehicle. It's really such an affordable car, and that's why I like this car. It gets you from point A to point B. It's a nice, comfortable drive. It's not too bouncy or too firm. It's just a comfortable drive at the end of the day. So like you guys can see, it's not the top spec. This is the 1 litre Street. It's the base plain Jane. You can see it has a few nicks and crannies. You can see the bumper is a bit loose there, and it's got a scratch there at the bottom. I paid a little bit less for this car. I paid 100 grand for this car, but then obviously it came with a few nooks and crannies, but you can see everything is completely straight. Everything works very well. You'll see the bumper is just also a little bit loose on this side. Well, not loose, it's just got a small dent there, but nothing bad at all, guys. So for 120,000 Rand, this is what you can get. 120, 130,000 Rand, light fueled car, very nippy in the road, and it's a small car, so doing parallel parking is very, 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 very easy with this car. Let me be honest with you, if you hate doing parallel parking, you can almost park this car sideways in the parking and you'll still be in the parallel parking. Just look at this beautiful view here. Hey, Table Mountain there, like here in Bloubergstrand. It is just phenomenal, guys. Let me quickly show you the inside and tell you about the spec of this car. So jumping in, you can see it is very much the same as the facelift of the Kia Picanto. So steering wheel is very much the same. You'll see it's just the screen there. This is still the old dials, and I've got the small little baby screen over there, and not the big screen itself, which is touchscreen and all of that. This is just the normal baby screen, just to give you the information that you need. But you can see this car is still very clean. We've got over 100,000 Ks on the clock. This seat is a little bit dirty. I washed it the other day and then obviously I made a mess of it, but any case, let me show you the back here quickly. I'm not going to show you the whole car, guys, because I mean, you can see it with the facelift edition, the review I've done on the facelift, but at least you can just get an idea of what this car is all about. So let's jump in quickly. Immediately here you can see this is obviously not a leather steering wheel. It is that hard plastic steering wheel, and like I said, the older generation instrument cluster. But I mean, guys, really, what more do you need for 120,000 Rand? So I mean, I paid 100,000 Rand for this car. So let me switch it on quickly. There we go. Still got that old ping ping sound. Yes, the fuel is very low. We're going to put some fuel in because I want to show you what you get for 200 bucks. So I actually kept the car empty for you guys. And here you can see the small little screen has everything that you need. For 120,000 Rand, you'll see my USB and my aux is plugged in. I've got a charging port over here. It's actually a lighter port, but I've got a charging port over here just to keep my phone charged. I do have aircon, but I've also got Bluetooth. So if I go through all of the settings over there, you can see USB, Bluetooth for audio, not just for calls, and then obviously your aux and then radio. This has also worn off a little bit, but that's the only part. I mean, that's obviously because you have to put the volume up and down, so nails can scratch there. But check here guys, 100,793 kilometers on the clock, and this car is still going strong. It still feels like I'm driving a brand new car. The only thing I might say is that the clutch is starting to give a little bit of issue. So when I pull away, when it's cold, it feels like it's like a shutter feeling that you get on the clutch. But as soon as the car warms up a little bit, you don't even feel that anymore. So that's just the one thing that I can start feeling is going a little bit wonky, but that's about it at the moment. I mean, everything else in this car feels pretty much normal, pretty much like the new one that I reviewed the other day. So let's quickly go through the fuel consumption. So if I press my trip computer over here, you'll see it goes through the fuel consumption. So that, I just want to quickly show you, that's what if you currently drive, that will show you liters per 100 kilometers while driving. There is my average speed, 38 kilometers an hour, because I'm always in town. So let me just go back again. So there is my average liter per 100 kilometers. So that's just driving in town, guys. I haven't done any long distance driving in the last 4 months, and I've reset it when I got here. So 5.2 liters per 100 kilometers in town. That is really not bad at all. And then let's quickly go through here. Like I said, 38. That's my average time driven, so 25 hours. 461 kilometers on my last, 4,615 on my last trip. And then, well, not my last trip, but I think in the last 4 months, that's what I've done. And then obviously 645. You know what, actually, guys? That is the total kilometers I've done since I've moved to Cape Town. So since I left Secunda, I'm still sitting there. So even plus that 1,500, in the last 4 months, I've done 4,615 Ks, including my trip from Secunda. And then that's what I've done recently since I reset it. So before this, I got about 4.7 liters per 100 kilometers, and now I'm sitting at what's at 5.2 liters per 100 kilometers. So you get all the information that you need right over here on your screen. Yes, you'll see the engine light is on, but as soon as I start up the car, that's obviously just the warning light, everything goes away. There's not a lot of cars with 100,000 Ks on the clock that still keep going like this. It is actually such a phenomenal car. Like, yes guys, it is not, you can't compare it to a premium car or anything like that, but this is such a nice car for the price that you pay. So yes, you can either go for the brand new one, the facelift edition, for 260,000 Rand upwards, or you can settle for 120,000 Rand and you can get something like this second hand, and it just works well. I mean, with aircon and everything, what else do you really need if you just need a car to drive up and down? And yes, the occasional long distance driving, I mean guys, I had this specific car packed all the way to the top here when we moved from Secunda to Cape Town. We had the 2 dogs at the back, the seats flat down, fully packed, and we still got about 4.6, 4.5, 4.6 liters per 100 kilometers driving from Secunda all the way to Cape Town. Very, very light car, and it's such a nice drive. Like, I wasn't too tired. Okay, I would say the next day coming from Ft-LBS to Cape Town, I kind of felt a little bit tired, because that's in total we did, I think it was 17 or 18 hours drive from Secunda to Cape Town. So yeah, you do feel it, but guys, it's not that bad sitting in the car. I mean, the first day when we got to Ft-LBS, I wasn't tired at all. I wasn't like getting out of the car, I'm like, oh yes, like I'm breaking my back or anything. It wasn't the most comfortable drive I've ever done. I mean, obviously there's a lot better, but for the price range, for the 120,000 Rand, that is really nothing. So let me quickly tell you, I'm going to quickly go through my last service. This was my last service in 2023 in August, so it's almost time for a service again because the year is almost coming through. So you'll see here, for a service kit, that means the oil filter, the sump plug, the washer, air filter, and 3 spark plugs was 1,000 Rand, 995 Rand. Then oil was 565 Rand for this car, fully topped up with the oil. I think that was a 5 liter can if I'm not mistaken, and the air filter was 270 Rand, and then obviously the service and labor was 1,002 Rand. So this wasn't done through Kia, I have to be honest, because I worked at BMW, I had BMW service my car, and That is also not the labor price, obviously, guys, so it just, they obviously gave me a little bit of a better price. But if you take the 1,000 rand off, my total service cost was 2,677 rand. If you take the labor cost off, for instance, and you do it yourself and you just buy the parts, you're going to look at 1,000, yeah, let's call it 1,675 rand. So 1,675 rand for a service on your car. That hasn't been heard of, eh? You don't always have to change the spark plugs. I know these spark plugs, the more expensive ones, that is that's almost, they call it like a lifetime sort of spark plug, so it's not the same as your normal spark plugs. You can get them for a lot cheaper. So if you want to keep on changing your spark plugs, you can do that obviously by buying the cheaper spark plugs. But I know with these ones that we bought, they call it like a, I won't say a lifetime spark plug, I mean everything has a lifetime, but they say it lasts very, very long. So yeah, I mean, I think this car still had the original spark plugs in when I bought it, and I bought it at 90,000 Ks on the clock, 93,000 odd or something there. And even tires, guys, 175 by 65 14-inch tires, you're actually looking at about 600 rand odd for the tires, and upwards you can get them for 1,300 rand as well. But yeah, you can pay about 600 to 700 rand for a nice tire on this car. So for a set of tires, 1,400, if you work it on 700 bucks, it's 1,400, 2,800 rand for a set of tires. And I mean, you know, they last you 5 years, or depending on how long you drive. I know this car still had the 2017 tires on when I bought it, so yeah, it can actually last you a very long time depending on the mileage that you do and if you do spin when you're driving around. So yeah, let's take it out for a drive quickly and tell you what it feels like on the road. Start it up, she gives you a little shake. Okay, so let's get out of here, guys. Let me show you the view. Check that proper view. Yo, Cape Town is just a beautiful place. Let me be honest, what a move. Yes, I'm so glad I moved to Cape Town, guys. You see, driving this car, it's so small and nippy. It's actually very, very smooth to drive. It's very easy to drive. That's the other thing. Clutch is very soft, even with 100,000 Ks. The other day when I felt the new facelifted Picanto, you could feel the clutch feels exactly the same, because I deliberately did that to actually feel the clutch to see if there's a major difference. But no, there wasn't. So I can't see anything after these buses. We're just going to take a chance, guys. I always say, if you can't see them, just go. You will feel them. Don't do that. That's stupid advice. That's dumb advice. Anyway, going through bumps, it's a firm car, but not that firm. It doesn't break your back. It is really, everything is standard in this car, guys, let's be honest. But what Kia have done with this Picanto, or this newer generation Picanto, they made it such a comfortable drive, because they knew you're going to drive this car every day. More than enough power. The 1.2 is a little bit more nippier. I've had the 1.2 with the previous edition of this Kia Picanto, and I obviously love that car. I think it was even lighter than this one, but it was a little bit smaller, where this is a little bit bigger, so you can get more into the boot, just more of an everyday commute. And like I say, comfortable. I'm in third gear. If I put my foot down, it goes. Oh, I need to brake because I need to turn here. So let's go into second gear. Let's make this turn over here, and let's quickly go. Put my foot down. See, guys, not that bad at all. Let me quickly show you. Okay, I'm in first gear, so let's go. Second. I mean, you get 60 very, very quickly. So what more do you really need? Let's do that again. Quickly do that again. So let's give it some beans. See, guys, not too shabby, eh? It's actually really not that bad. I mean, what do you really need more from your everyday commute in town? Even if I had my M3, which I'm definitely going to buy sometime soon, when I hit the lotto or something, I will still drive this every day because it's so light on fuel. I will save so much money not driving my expensive car around and being worried and stressed the whole time, and just take this out and save so much money on fuel and maintenance costs and all of that. Okay, yes, with the newer cars you get service plans and whatever else with your vehicle, but I mean, if I buy this brand new for 260 I get 2 years service plan for free. So then, yeah, I mean, a service is 1,600 rand. What really does that make a big difference, eh? What big of a difference does that really make at the end of the day? Let's quickly put in some fuel in this car. I'm going to put in 200 bucks 95 to show you what you get for the amount of liters. There's 15 kilometers left currently on this car. Even the suspension after 100,000 kilometers is still very solid. Like, this car is not bouncing around or anything. It's very solid. Like I say, it's just an easy drive, just a lacquer drive. It's comfortable, it's big enough. I'm not a big guy, but it's big enough. The headroom is enough. It's just, I don't know, guys, I can't, not everything is perfect. I mean, I would rather, if I had the money, I would rather go for a Polo TSI. That is a much more comfortable car, because I used to have one, much more comfortable car. I think the quality in that car is also a little bit better, but what you get here for the price is phenomenal, because the quality in here is also very good. You can see the inside for 100,000 rand, 420,000 rand is still solid, and everything is still perfect except for that one little scratch by the power button. Come on. It also has the one touch triple turn signal, which is quite nice. So if you want to overtake quickly in traffic, you just go once, click, 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 click. Okay, let's quickly see where are all the people. Okay, I'm just going to put in 200 bucks, guys, so we can see what the amount is coming down to. How's it, man? How are you?
Very good, yourself?
Good, good, thanks.
I see my car now, yo.
Yeah.
Fill it up.
200 bucks for now, please.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything good. 95, please. So let's check there. We're almost at 200. So I will say we get about 8 liters for 200 bucks. Yeah, about 8 liters, just over 8 liters. 8.095 liters for 200 bucks. Just to show you guys the 200 bucks, 8.09 liters. That's what we put in. Yeah, 8.09. So let's quickly switch it on. 139 kilometers. So yes, a quarter tank. You get a quarter tank from 200 bucks fuel. I don't think that is too bad, eh? I mean, it's not a lot, but for what is it? It is 24.70 per liter for unleaded 95. So for 200 rand, I got about, what's 15 minus 1? What's 50 minus 139? It's 124. So 124 kilometers for 200 rand. So that is what, like 1 rand 50-ish, 1 rand 60 per liter per kilometer. Really not bad at all. I mean, and if you drive it long distance, it picks up even better. So if you get it to 4.2, 4.3 liters per 100 kilometers, it will really make a big difference. So that was it, guys. Just a quick one. I just wanted to show you the drive of the Kia Picanto, and like you can see, I'm driving very comfortably. This is high enough here, so I sit quite gangster. You can't feel too gangster in the Picanto, let's be honest, but yeah, it is something, and it is a nice car, guys. So yeah, thank you guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And remember to like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified on new uploads, guys. Thank you very much, guys. Be safe. Peace.